high-level assumption. And again, I'm going to have some assumptions in the sample model, and you're going to say, well, Amir, what's the differentiation between whether I put it on the assumptions tab or in the model? There's a little bit of feel to that. In an ideal world, you put every assumption in the assumptions tab, but I put a few in the model just to illustrate. It's not like you're breaking the law to do that, but you'll see that here, I again took off the grid lines. I eliminated row and column 1. I have the header organized, colorized white text. The text is organized to the left. I have some spacing here. I have yellow shading for the assumptions. They're highlighted in blue text. They're in italics. They have a single decimal point. They're organized to the right. The dollar value, because it's the price for a good, has 2 decimal places. It has dollar signs, and it's organized to the right. Any questions on that? And finally, we have the sample model. So again, this looks a little funny because I had it on page break preview, so I click on the view tab and click it back on normal to get back to the normal view. This is a little bit more of a complex one, but you'll see that for the model, and this is one thing we didn't discuss because I wanted to leave it until the end, it's best practice. The companion point to Claire's point about footnoting is, if you have like one comment in a worksheet, you can put that as a footnote at the bottom. The best practice is to put it in italics and smaller font, something like that. But if you have a tab that is more involved and you have comments that you want to point out here, now this could either be modeling comments, which I've done for this one just to show the point, or they could be details, like, you know, let's say this was a certain customer, you could make a comment here. It's best practice to make a comment box and put that to the right of your model, and to basically have some comments off to the right so people can read it if they want to, but it's not obstructive if they don't want to. You'll see that in this model tab, I put a name for the model in the upper left-hand cell. I put it in red and in bold print. Again, that's my personal style, just because I like to have it jump out, but you could put it in black too if you wanted to. You'll see that I put 2 colors on the top to give an overview of what's here. I thought that the year wasn't enough information, so I also put another colorization to indicate historicals versus projected. I have delineated sections that are organized into boxes, and there's a larger border around each with a space, customer A, customer B, customer C, and all customers. You'll see because I use green and blue shading at the top here, I use a light shade of gray here just to give a little bit of contrast. I have bolding at the bottom for illustration of the totals. In terms of number of units, I've illustrated those in blue text with a yellow shading, so it's clear that they're inputs. All the formulas are in black, and they go up and down the page. You'll see that these formulas for discount are in green because it's a formula, but it's a formula that's linked to a formula, so that's in green. And we have totaling at the bottom for all customers. So that brings together all the concepts of how to bring together a 3-tab model with correct formatting. So that's section 1. Any questions on all of section 1 of today's module?